Hello, everyone. We got I call her Steady Eddie in the state of Minnesota. One of the best seniors coming up in the class that we coming up here. Let's have her go introduce herself.
Hi, my name's Rae Ehrman. I'm a 2025 shooting guard from Eden Prairie.
There we go. Well, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for doing this. Entering senior year. Does it feel real yet that you're a senior?
No, it's gone so fast.
Has school started yet?
Nope, not yet.
Okay,
Next
so we
week.
got, we got a little time, a little more summer. If storms would go
Yeah,
away, we got a little more time. Fair.
a few more days.
So let's start with this all the way back at the beginning of your career. What's your earliest memories of playing basketball?
I always remember like in second grade when the hoops were at like 8 feet, like
Mm-hmm.
we weren't allowed to steal. And I would always like try to steal. The coaches would have to say, you got to give it back. I was like, okay. That's always something I remember.
Playing defense at an early age, she was locked in.
Yep.
Fair. And did you play any other sports, or was like basketball always like the one?
It was pretty much always basketball. I mean, I played soccer a little bit, just tried out a few things, but once I got to like fourth or fifth grade, I just stuck with basketball.
Fair. What made basketball kind of be the one that stuck, or kind of like right off the bat was like for you?
I just love the competitiveness of it. Just and playing is just super fun for me. I like to practice, and
Fair.
it just was a lot more fun than the other sports.
Love to practice, man. I know Coach Ellen has to be like smiling ear to ear from that right now, right?
Yeah.
Fair. Okay, so we'll go back to last year. Finished 20-9 with EP, a 2 point loss away from making state. Kind of from your perspective, maybe walk through kind of how the season went for you as an individual and then kind of like as a team.
I thought the season went really well for me. I had a much bigger role than I did the year before. So that was super fun. I had some experience, which was good. Got to play with like lots of good players. So that'll be super fun again this year. And then as a team, I thought we were in a pretty good spot at the end. We thought we could have made it, but didn't go our way.
Fair.
So we're hoping this year.
Was there any games last year where maybe like it kind of like clicked that like, hey, we really have something special here that could take us pretty far?
I'd say like kind of just when we got into like the conference games, like all those were super close. They're always going to be close no matter what. So just getting a few of those, like winning a few of those games kind of just brought up our confidence and we thought we could really get a chance for state.
Fair. And then I said that you guys played some of the late conference teams. Those can't be. Are they fun? Are they like, man, this is a whole different level of everything?
I think they're super fun. Like those are the games I get most excited for. The energy is just always better and you got to come to play.
And then like playing the late conference. How do you think that prepares you for sections and if you get to state and kind of you're seeing a lot of the best in 4A regularly at that situation. How do you think that prepares you?
Yeah, it definitely helps a lot because by the time you get to sections, you're playing teams that aren't as good as the teams you've been playing all season long. So you just have to keep play the same way you do against those good teams and hope it takes you where you
Fair.
need to go.
And then, so we said, fell just short of making state. What do you think you guys can maybe take from that, into this season, kind of to learn from that? You said a close loss right there, kind of, it could have went either way.
Yeah, I think like just defending and then just being like smart basketball players, being able to make the right decisions and know the team you're playing, know how to scout them and defend them. That's big for our team. We do a lot of that. So just
Fair.
like playing, we've been playing together for a while now. So it's kind of more about who we're playing now instead of us.
So looking into this year, I think your entire starting five returns back. What would you
Yes.
say, like having that continuity? And like I said, you all are, I think it's five seniors, if I'm right.
Hmm.
What do you
Yes.
think that kind of is an advantage for you guys? Like all five are returning, you're having continuity, all five seniors, so that you have that leadership, that veteran leadership. How do you think that's going to help you kind of propel into this season?
Yeah, I think just starting off with that much experience is a lot more than what some other teams have.
Mm-hmm.
Teams might be having like all five new starters, which can be hard. That's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like what we had last year, but having a whole year to practice and play together just gets you ready. And
Fair.
yeah.
Do we know any games that we have like circled on the calendar, like must sees, excited for, like already?
Well, our first game is Maple Grove, so that
Jeez.
should be a good one.
hitting the hey, talking about defense. I mean, you're hitting the ground running, trying to defend Jordan Odie. So,
Yes.
and the other thing with your two teams that I like with that matchup is there's a similarity in like neither one of you have like maybe a dominant big, where you see some other
Mhm.
teams have some bigs, but like it's five guards that can interchange, play all positions, guard all positions. That's gonna be a fun matchup.
Yes, for sure.
So, speaking of coming into this year, what's one aspect of your game this high school season that you're like most excited to kind of continue to develop, continue to grow with as into the senior year, kind of, and that senior, kind of that last run. They always say there's that like what's the word? It's like I can't think of the word. I'm blanking on it, but it's like that feeling of like it's our last time around, kind of having that little bit of extra urgency.
Yeah, I feel like I've been working on my mid-range a lot this AAU season and just like since AAU season have ended. So I definitely want to translate that into my game this high school season. And then just defense too. My coach and team is big on defense, so being able to guard like 1 through 4 position, maybe even through 5. So
Fair.
just whatever my team needs me to do.
Fair. Love it. Now we got to talk a little bit about it because one of my favorite aspects of going to an EP game, I don't know if anyone knows this. If you see a giant eagle dressed up in the stands, that would be Ray's dad.
Yep.
I got to get from your perspective because I always say steady Eddie because it's like you're very calm on the court, very low key. Like you just kind of do your job and like don't get really too high or too low. And then you see in the stand, there's a person flying around as an eagle. I gotta get your right. Do you ever look up and are like, what in the world? Are you like, this is the best?
I mean, I don't really like think about it or notice it while I'm playing, but me and my dad are definitely very different. He's a lot more high energy while I'm kind of just like calm.
It's the best. Like just all of a sudden you see an eagle in the stand. Like at state 2 years ago, I was like, I'm like, who's the giant eagle? And people are like, Ray's dad. I'm like, solid.
Yep.
Yes. Fair. That has to be great though, like just like having that support. Like he's like, I'm coming like dressed like an eagle for a game.
Yes, for sure.
Does he do it every game, or are we talking like just the big ones, like state and
No, just the
sections?
big ones.
Fair. So we're
Maybe
gonna section
this year he
finals.
might bring it back out.
Fair. Okay. So everyone, section finals. Make sure you're noticing a giant eagle in the stands.
Yes.
Fair. So we talked about AAU a little bit. Where would you say during this last AAU with Minnesota Fury, you guys had a great run at the end, fighting for a title and everything. Where would you say you grew the most during AAU?
I feel like I just became like a smarter basketball player, like just scouting and practicing for the teams that we had to play, just like really makes you understand the game like a little deeper.
Mm-hmm.
And that's definitely something that will translate into high school too. And that's like super important to have. It's not just about like how you play, it's how you know like how the other teams play, it's how you can defend them. And yeah.
How do you feel UAA prepares you kind of for the next level to continue to develop and kind of set you guys up for the future?
Yeah, we pretty much played bigger, stronger teams every game. So just like it made us more physical defenders. Like you just have to be able to go at them with the same amount of energy they come at you or more. So we
And
just
then,
have to use our strengths too. Like we're a lot quicker than other teams, so we gotta transition, use that.
fair. And I said, you're one of the most consistent, one of the most lethal three-point shooters we have in the state of Minnesota, in the Midwest. Has that shot always been kind of just a natural, like always been a natural shooter? Or something that you really kind of put the time in to kind of get the muscle memory of?
I feel like both. I mean, like I remember always being a good shooter from like a young age, but also I practice a lot, so that's definitely helped.
Fair. We say steady because, I mean, it is lethal. I mean, and I said, if they're swinging the ball around and the defender, then in a step short, Ray's going to bury it in their face. And she's going to look like she just, did the dish or something. She's going to be like, whatever. But I'm telling you, it's a great shot. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And then I would like to ask this. The Fury have the mentality of this is why we Fury. What does that mean necessarily to you, or kind of, what do they, teach you in terms of AAU or kind of help you in AAU, like playing for that program?
Yeah, I just think like the culture and the coaches are just like they really go like above and beyond to help with recruiting and just like anything we need. Then the coaches are always supporting us and just like there's no drama. Our teammates are always getting along. Like we like to hang out, support the younger kids. The younger kids look up to us. So that's super fun too.
Yeah, I always like seeing that, like, at the end, even, like, the youngest ones, you're, like, there's those teams that are at the end of the bench and stuff, and you're, like, cheering them on, and that's always been, like, a really Fury, like, centric thing, and I really like that.
Yes.
So, we mentioned a little bit, with your sharpshooting, with the, game can continue getting better and better, steady Eddie, that comes with recruiting intention. How do you kind of make sure you stay focused in that and make sure it doesn't get kind of overwhelming or, a little too much? Especially as a senior, they can get directly to you. They have no real barriers. They can just contact you. How do you kind of manage that?
I feel like I just like take it as it comes, kind of take it slow, really look into like all my options, and like I don't feel rushed to make a decision. So just kind of seeing what is the right fit for me.
What would you say is your biggest advice to someone maybe just starting their recruiting journey, maybe a younger player, and kind of how you would like suggest maybe they handle that and go through it?
Yeah, I'd say just like focus on yourself. Other people might be getting recruited more earlier or later. It's just different for every person. So you just have to focus on your own experience and
Love it.
not worry about what others are doing.
So we talked about AAU high school and all the opponents you're playing in high school. So I always say, who's some of the best players you ever had a chance to play with UAA or AAU or high school?
AAU, I would say Jordan Odie and Addie Mack for sure. And then high school, probably Tori Schlegel. She's super fun. I love playing with her, and she's really good.
Fair.
So.
And then we said you're playing in UAA, you're playing in the Lake Conference. Who are some of the best players AAU or high school you've had a chance to play against?
High school, I'd say like Tessa Johnson a few years ago, Aaliyah Crump, and then in AAU, there's so many. Like this past season, maybe like Leah Macy, Dee Alexander. Those two kind of stood out, but they're everywhere. So
Fair. I love the if Jordan's your teammate, I mean, does that give you a little bit of advantage when it comes to trying to defend her in high school?
I mean, a little bit. I guard her a lot in practice, so.
Fair. So Jordan, what you're saying is when you're on watch. No, I'm kidding.
Yes.
Fair. We'll do some quick hits here. What's your go-to basketball shoe?
I'd say the Sabrinas, and then for AAU, I wear Curry, so I like both of those.
Man, if you're a shooter, come on. Those are the two best shoes you could have.
Yes.
Come on now. And then, what's your go-to pregame meal?
Usually like pasta and chicken,
Yeah.
something like that.
Go-to pregame hype song.
I don't really have one right now. Usually like Drake or something.
I was going to say, like, relaxed and calm. I thought you were like, I don't have a hype song. I'm like, man, come on now.
No, not when the high school season comes, I'll find a new one.
I have a feeling I know the answer to this, but we'll ask. Game-winning 3, game-winning and 1. What would you prefer?
Game winning 3.
I mean, she's like, it's easy for me. She's just saying it. And I always say this. I'm like, with an and 1 or anything else, you have to rely on the officials to actually call it.
Yes.
Or a 3, you have complete control. You're like, as long as I don't get walked across the hand and knocked over, I have a chance.
Yes, a 3 is a 3, so
Fair.
I would take that.
I'll take it. So I always end with this. I won't take your whole evening. What do you hope when it's at last year of the senior, kind of heading off to college next year? What do you hope your legacy is that you leave? Once AAU's done and high school's done and all that's done, what do you hope your legacy in basketball is?
Yeah, I just want people to see how like hard work pays off, and if you really like focus and work towards your goals, that can take you where you want to go, like playing college basketball and beyond that too.
Fair. So, well, it's been an absolute joy to watch you. I said, Steady Eddie, we got the nickname. I mean, if she's getting a shot, it's likely going up. So, people, get out to EP to watch her. Get out to the Lake Conference to see the games. Get out to see her. No more Fury. Graduated from that. But I said, we got one more year. We got one more chance to enjoy you. Good luck this season. Good health this season. I cannot wait to see you guys play.
Thank you.
Have a great one.
Bye.